Years going by like so many summer fields. 65, I was 17, running up on one. I don't know where I'm running now, I'm just running on.
All right. Good morning, Montgomery County, 9:16. A little late today. I apologize. That's my fault. Everything's my fault.
Was there a train or something?
No, I was just running behind. Get it?
You're running
The
behind.
song.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Man, Sean's a little slow today.
I am. I need some more Conroe coffee inside
That's
of
true.
me.
Welcome to Morning's Lone Star. We're here every weekday morning except yesterday. And we'll be here tomorrow. Don't worry. We have everything scheduled. So we're here till 11 o'clock on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, bringing it to you live. Sorry, I had a burp.
I had to take a bite of my breakfast taco.
Yeah, that's actually, I mean, I could attribute to us being a little late on the air, but not like why we're really late is because of me. But I think something's going on outside because there's a giant crane in front of the window. But welcome, Morning's Lone Star. We're brought to you by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. And don't forget, we have a special guest today. We have Scott Perry returning, talking about the community input meeting happening today at Oscar Johnson Jr. Park. So it's very important. If you're listening live, just visit cityofconroe.org and go to Parks and Rec and check all that out because that's going to be very, very important.
It is. And what's happening next door, they're putting the crane up in front of the Crichton Theater, so maybe
You sure they are? That guy looks like he's trying to look above our stuff.
maybe it's a roof thing.
Because you know they're having an opening of the bike place this weekend inside Conroe Coffee.
Could they be posting a sign,
They
maybe?
could.
Big banner?
They'll probably put it over mine.
There's a lot of resources there for
A bike
banner.
shop?
Well, no, for a banner. I mean, give me a ladder and a couple of zip ties.
I think it might be protocol in downtown, if I had to guess. But welcome back. Yes. I missed you yesterday.
Yeah, thank you so much. Skippy had an appointment with FEMA yesterday.
He found something that didn't look right on his body. And that was FEMA. No, I was kidding.
No, but great news. My house is almost done. In fact, it's so close to being done that I didn't qualify for the special FEMA program that they sent someone out yesterday to check out. There's this program called PREPS, and it's an acronym for something. Probably personal repair, blah, blah, blah. But anyhow, it's to offer certain repairs to make sure, to facilitate getting back in the house, primarily kitchen and bathroom. Get your kitchen working, your bathroom working. Everything's working in my house now. I went there yesterday to meet with the FEMA rep, expecting to be kind of the same old. No, all the flooring's been laid, all the walls have been painted, all the baseboards are down. Very, very, very dusty in there. And not everything's done. My driveway is still collapsed. My garage is still, the ceiling's still caving in from all the steam post flood. All the water stayed in the garage, and then the heat came, and it started peeling the drywall off the ceiling. That started collapsing down. So still some stuff, but I think we were pretty close to moving back in, and then you can come over and watch something on 3D with us, Dick. Yeah. I was happy about that.
We'll do a special live show from there.
Oh, a live remote from Skippy's house. I'm a fan of that.
We can do it in the crater in your driveway.
Right.
But that's good. I know you need to take that time, and unfortunately, it was it was Carly's birthday yesterday. We didn't get to wish her happy birthday.
Aww.
If you're listening, Carly, happy birthday, and we'll get you in as soon as we can because we got guests today, we got guests tomorrow, so there's definitely next week. So if you're listening, and if anyone's listening right now that wants to be a guest, we are taking guest submissions. We're actually trying to churn it up, where we're getting one or more than 2 guests a day. So because we're boring. So what's just the weather? Because we didn't do that yet. Weather right now in Conroe is 76 degrees outside. Humidity is at 1%. Today's high is going to be 96. The low is going to be 68. The average this weekend is going to be in the 90s. Oof, gross. And but thank goodness the Rockets crushed Golden State yesterday.
I heard that they won handily last night.
It was good. I had a little ticker on mine while I was working. So, like, it would only refresh every 3 minutes, and then, like, it would jump significantly. I was like, man, how did they score that many points in 3 minutes? And then...
Were they just, like, on last night? Was it everything going right for them?
Yeah. Everything was going wrong for the other team.
Okay.
The Golden Bridges.
Take it. You know, the luck can go both ways.
But
luck is a fickle mistress.
oh man, I'm a little like this morning was a little too much. I started doing the thing's been going on with the tech here, and it's hard to be the IT guy and the host and the producer at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you the director? Aren't you going to say, yeah, I know what you're saying?
I know what you're saying. I sympathize.
So, because you have one more week. Is it 2 more weeks?
2 more weekends. This weekend and next weekend. And especially next weekend, since there was a kerfluffle, the wrong date was put on the website for a while. And so when the newspapers picked it up, some people think that this is the last weekend for Kiss Me Kate, whereas there's another weekend.
Good thing you're on a radio show. You can tell people, no, next weekend. So that's pretty crazy to do something on Memorial Day weekend, though, don't you think?
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now, don't forget the the Owen Theater is a City Conroe building, so there are other venues that go in the too. Same thing with the Crichton. More than just stage right players put on the shows.
Yeah, like Twinderella.
I'm
gonna say something long. Twinderella's going on right now, I think.
Yep, they had Twinderella.
I think that's where all the kids are going. I'm like, isn't it Friday or Thursday right now? Isn't there school? There's school right now, right?
There is. Yeah,
okay.
School's not gotten out yet, but very close. Very soon.
There goes the crane. We can hear it. But no, we just want to remind folks, thanks for tuning in and checking us out. We're here till 11 o'clock. We're about to take a break. But if you want a chance to win tickets to Kiss Me Kate, either for this weekend or next weekend, feel free to stay tuned for that. Actually, we got a lot of tickets to give away next week, just to let you know. But we'll go down to the full lineup at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We're also giving away yesterday's Taste Fest tickets since we weren't here yesterday. So those are up for grabs for you folks. And we usually do like a questionnaire, and you got to answer the question via Facebook, Twitter, whatever, like where you can find Mornings in Lone Star. I think I got the website handled.
You did?
Yeah. It took a little while.
Awesome. How'd that happen?
Just damn Russians. It's just trying to come in. But so if you're experiencing any trouble, please let me know, because that's what I've been trying to do. So it is 9:23 right now. You are listening to Mornings in Lone Star, brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning
and Conroe Coffee.
And don't forget, we're going to come back with some local news. I think everyone's getting sworn in who's actually won their battles.
Right.
And then the people with the runoffs, the early voting is still going on. But the City of Conroe runoff is not till June, what? 20th?
22nd, I think.
Man, who comes up with that date? All right, guys, we'll be right back. You're listening to Mornings in Lone Star. Feel free to share this or anything online. We're a community radio station. We are Montgomery County's community radio show. You're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Conroe's FM, 104.5, 106.1, and irlonestar.com.
Gotta do what you can just to keep your love alive. Try not to confuse it with what you do.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. With scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning, Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-3666. 7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Statistics show that 1 out of every 6 Texans struggles with food insecurity and hunger. And many people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. The Better Living for Texans program is here to help you learn how to make healthy menu choices, save money at the grocery store, prepare quick and delicious meals, get more good nutrition in your day, and get more physical activity. Classes are fun, friendly, interactive, and free, and taught in English and Spanish. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
I don't know about anyone but me. If it takes all night, that'll be alright. If I can get you to smile.
Welcome back. Mornings Lone Star, irlonestar.com/MWLS. We're on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, FM Live, all sorts of stuff. And we podcast every episode on
Facebook
our
Live,
iTunes.
YouTube Live, everything live.
Yeah.
We know the Twitters.
That's right. So we're talking about some local news, and I know a lot of people have been voting and getting voting fatigue before November.
Yeah,
But,
unfortunately, early voting numbers aren't best described as a trickle. People are trickling in to vote for their.
What I'm trying to figure out is when you go to mctx.org/election, it teases you with like a new website, and then it redirects you to the old one.
Like the legacy,
Yeah. Real big tease there,
big old
guys.
teasers over there.
But I think you have till what, Saturday to vote? Early vote? Friday
Mhm.
to early vote. Early voting locations and times can be found at mctx.org/election. And then, folks, get out and vote. You actually, right now is the best time to do that because when you go to voting day, which I think is the 22nd,
That is correct.
you actually have to go to a specific location.
That is correct. You have to go to your precinct location. And for a runoff, it's going to be probably a small place.
How many people do you think actually show up at a different location thinking they could vote wherever? And then they're like, well, I'm just not voting at all.
I think that's a decent sized percentage of the population.
Well, man, it's not hard to be decent when there's only like 15 people total voting.
Right. But I'd say of that 15, a significant percentage that would be that the people who don't listen to us when we tell them that on voting day, you have to go to your precinct. So, yeah, a lot of people will go to the wrong one. In the Woodlands, the favorite place to vote is right next door to the library.
Okay. Yeah.
The South Regional Center, Senior Center. So everyone goes there for early voting, and then everyone goes there on election day, just assuming because there are all those signs there. You just know, and they're like, no, actually, you got to go to Haley Elementary, 5 miles away. And then people just, as you said, just throw up their hands and say, never mind.
Okay.
So pay heed, people. Now, if you voted the first time before the runoff in the primary, then basically you'll have to go to the same place you voted the last time if you wait till election day, runoff day. But do vote. This matters. Vote early.
No, it doesn't.
Vote often. It does. It matters. It matters.
Well, speaking of local politics stuff, everyone's getting sworn in these days. I think it was Joe Jakowski over at the Conroe. He had
City Council position 4, I believe.
Yeah, he got sworn in.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to him. I bet that was a big day for him, and it's especially his wife's like, it's over. I imagine that. Both of them came in here.
Awesome.
She's a big time lawyer. I didn't know that.
Really?
When I say big time, I think like every lawyer is big time. But like, yeah, she was on Justice's Blondie a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I recognize that last name. And then I was like, oh, that's your husband who's running for city council. But then, so I think the same thing happened over at Oak Ridge North. They got their new mayor, and then they got.
Was it a new mayor, or was it the current mayor who got re-elected?
I mean, they sworn in, so do they keep swearing them in?
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, so everyone got sworn in.
the oath.
There you go. So they did Mayor Jim Kirkendall and City Council members Alex Jones, and man, that's a bad name to have these days. Paul Bond, and then so congratulations to those guys at Oak Ridge, North Texas.
Congrats. There will be a runoff for the some positions on June 22nd, I believe. So in a month and a bit. And of course, then we have the general election. And of course, we do have the current runoff for the 2 county commissioners, Precinct 2, Precinct 4, the Clark Metz and Riley Parker races. You can vote through tomorrow, 7 p.m. And if you don't, then you got to wait till Tuesday and vote at your precinct.
So, yeah.
And then get ready for November for the general. And do know the difference.
So now that we're on the topic of politics, we got a couple more minutes. Do you have anything political you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about something local that's not political.
Well, no, this is the only segment you get.
It's the only segment. Oh, you wait till I have like less than 2 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, today.
I know you got something to talk about, probably, Donald Trump or something.
Well, not Trump per se. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the Mueller investigation. After 1 year and millions upon millions of dollars spent, this is just, I got to put it in perspective.
How do they know, all right, so you say millions upon millions, is that just because that's just their 9-to-5 job and they're getting
legal fees? I mean, these things, remember, when you have an investigation.
So you're saying they're lawyers investigating?
Yeah.
What legal fees?
Investigators, lawyers, documentation.
But I imagine the legal fees are after the fact, after the investigation,
Absolutely
because they start.
No.
So you're saying you're paying a lawyer to do hey, we request this open information document.
Every document, think about it's got to be Xeroxed 30 times and sorted and collated. So you have to pay the personnel, you have to pay for the paper, you have to pay for the ink, you have to pay the attorney's hourly billing rate.
That'd be a really interesting insight to see how an investigation like that is actually operated. Because they keep saying, you got the straw man named Robert Mueller, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the straw man of the group. Because it's not just him; he's just kind of the chief, correct?
Yeah, he's the chief.
Is he actually chief prosecutor? He's not a prosecutor though.
He's the special prosecutor.
So what's he prosecuting? If it was written down on a piece of paper, would it say the state of Russia, or would it be Donald Trump, or will it be?
It was.
What would it say on paper?
Well,
they got to write something down.
Well, that's the thing. This is the first time that a special prosecutor has been chosen where there's been no crime established first.
Okay, so typically it's after the fact.
Correct. It's so-and-so is accused of.
So what's a big? Give me a big case if you know on top of your head that would a special prosecutor was, whatever
Well, the Clinton scandal. It started off.
Which scandal?
Well, yeah, this is true.
There's 2 Clintons.
The Lewinsky scandal actually was an offshoot of the Whitewater scandal.
Okay, so what did the piece of paper say?
The one was to probably, and don't quote me on this, I'm not a legal expert, probably the original for the Whitewater affair was to investigate malfeasance and money laundering, which are crimes.
Okay.
And then from that came the blue dress.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't around during that time, and that's one thing that does interest me is the timeline of certain events that are just so crazy. Think about that, a blue dress with a stain on it. And it's just especially in the court,
can you imagine if you hadn't kept it? Hillary Clinton was doing the whole vast right-wing conspiracy, knowing full well that it wasn't.
Well, until you're caught, you got to stick to your
right.
Yeah, come on, that's PR number 1, right?
Yeah,
you're a PR guy.
And but to put it into perspective, the Warren Commission was put together to find out who shot Kennedy. Whether Oswald was acting alone, whether Jack Ruby was acting alone. And took them 10 months with Oswald, the whole commission took 10 months, less than this.
When did the dress come out?
Well, for the Lewinsky investigation, okay. So,
well, I'm just curious because I figured that would be the number 1 thing right at the beginning, or is that more of we gotta smoke the gun. Don't bring out the dress. Don't wash it. Don't bring it to the cleaners.
Well, that's the thing. Lewinsky kept it.
He just This is gonna be graphic. So you're telling me the Bill Clinton spent time with Monica Lewinsky and then just didn't realize that a stain was left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something she's just combing her hair when she got home, and she's like, "Oh, look at that."
Mm-hmm. Probably kept it as a souvenir. She told her good friend Linda Tripp, who was part of the investigation of Whitewater.
She was just a friend. Linda Tripp was a friend.
Yeah, and I kind of use quotation marks on that.
Is that before or after the investigation started?
After the investigation started.
Okay. So she basically pressured her
because not much was happening with.
Isn't that kind of strange that things like that keep going on, where the actual event happened, these actual things are happening, and in a sense of like you saw something but you're not saying anything. That's kind of weird. Because today's Me Too movement and other be spoken out. We got social media now. But those things are still happening where people like, oh, we don't want to ruin his reputation or we don't want to ruin her, her establishment in the community.
Mueller's not worried about that.
So
the Mueller and his team have been chastised by federal court judges now saying that this is the whole Manafort thing. All the indictments that have happened have not been collusion related. Now, first off, collusion's not a crime. So to have a special prosecutor going after a non-crime, that's number one, wrong. Number two, everyone's like, well, all these indictments, these were for like 10, 15-year-old incidents that had absolutely nothing to do with
that's just going to happen, though, when you're
all.
investigating, especially when you're investigating lawyers.
But it's being found out that these people being threatened, Manafort and others saying,
that's kind of like
turn on the president or we'll destroy your life. And that's why they're...
Well, yeah. I mean,
but even with that, there's nothing after a year.
Wouldn't you say, though, the smell of desperation when Donald Trump started gaining ground in any political realm, people started acting this way?
Yeah, that's the thing. The plan.
Need some water?
Yeah, it's just one of those morning things, the allergy things. The plan, and this is what is finding out. What people are finding out is more and more of these details come to light. Was the assumption amongst the upper echelon of the Department of Justice, FBI, everyone was that Hillary Clinton was going to win, which is why James Comey came out just before Election Day with we're reopening the email server investigation because he didn't want it over newly elected President Clinton. So he wanted it out of the way.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it's almost like it's internal politic drama that we're experiencing. Because when I see headlines, when I see people and people are talking about it, there's nothing in a sense of a concrete understanding of what's happening. If you talk to 10 people, 3 of those people might have a completely opposite end opinion on what's happening in that one subject. And then, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. But in the end, when it comes down to 30 years from now, what's going to end up happening, I don't think anything's going to end up happening. It's just a budget thing. Because it's crazy to me. I made that joke off the air. I go, it's almost like they're doing these investigations because they've done so many in the past. They got to keep the budget. Got to keep the budget. Because, that's the day-old story when it comes to government spending. It's like, hey, we got to spend everything by the end of the budget so we can get that money, if not more, for the next year. So, I mean, that's what it reminds me of.
Well, the year mark is significant because people on the whole, if more than a year passes,
what's the average length?
Well, I told you the Warren Commission took 10 months, and that was to determine who killed a president and then who killed the shooter.
Oh, wow.
That took less time.
Well, it was kind of over, wasn't it? Like someone died. So it's like, all right.
A president was assassinated.
Yeah, I know.
Took him 10 months,
but
took
it
him
wasn't,
less time.
I mean,
the crime had been committed. I need to find out how long.
Plus, that was probably like in the books already. They already kind of like planted all the evidence. It's all big conspiracy.
You're right.
Well, it seems a little too convenient. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just the timeline. I wasn't around back then. If you're around, you're talking about JFK, correct? That's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just making sure. If you're around with JFK time, I wouldn't mind knowing, from a listener's perspective, is how adamant was the news about it? Was it like every morning you wake up and there'd be on the front page of the local newspaper, would be like update? Because I feel like we get updates it's almost like clockwork. We get something on Friday that doesn't matter. We get something on Tuesday that does matter. So for the rest of the week, we talk about it, and it's getting to the point where it's not going to come to fruition or anything. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So so the weekend's coming up. What do you see big happening?
In the world or in the politics?
No, but we're finishing up this subject of
more of the same. I'm getting tired of it. Yesterday in a staff meeting, Clinton was talking about illegal MS-13. Trump was talking about illegal MS-13 gang members, calling them animals. And now the headline today: Trump calls some undocumented workers animals, and that's the story. He's talking about gang members, but
animals.
Yeah, and they are animals. And maybe saying that now he's calling undocumented immigrants animals, just like Hitler did. And I'm about to wash my hands of this whole affair. I'm just tired of it.
Well, who are you paying attention to?
No, this is all over. Well, this is everybody who's not Fox News.
Gross. Fox News is so gross.
No, they all. No, what I'm saying is that
the only reason it's gross
on Facebook, everyone's going on.
The only reason I say it's gross is because they have one production assistant who does everyone's makeup and everyone's look, and they all look the same.
Never.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that?
You're right.
Like if you look at all their productions,
Shepard Smith,
all of them, they all look the same. They're all lit the same. It's just kind of like, hey, we're in different studios, right? Add a variety to it, you know. But no, everyone looks like they're on a, what do you call it, like one of those rides that just doesn't really, it's not very exciting. It just keeps moving. That's what I feel like when I'm watching Fox News. I'm like, come on, we got to change it up, right? Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
Yeah, you don't have to be blonde and tall and skinny to be on Fox News, right?
That is correct.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio. I can't believe you didn't talk about that one guy coming out from Cheesecake Factory. He actually, I thought that story was made up because it's too easy.
Oh, yelling at the
about that man being yelled at for being a Trump supporter.
Oh yeah, there's that.
And he actually went on TV, said, "Yeah, I was yelled at." I was like, "Well, this is a real story." I thought it was one of those fake news. That was crazy.
No, but the other one that does pick is some guy yelling at two Spanish-speaking people. That's the only story that made the headlines.
Yeah, it happens. We're in an odd world. You're listening to Mornings Lone Star, irlonestar.com. That's it for our political talk. Thank goodness. We got some world news. We got some more Mad Pooper talk. I knew you were going to bring that up. We'll bring that up next segment. Oh, man, this is going to be great. You were listening to Mornings Lone Star, irlonestar.com/NWLS, and live on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. We'll be right back.
If I can get you to smile before I leave.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. With scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning, Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a nonprofit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
Lone Star Community Radio presents the Lone Star Radio Troupe. This talented cast will perform radio plays right here in the Lone Star Studios located in downtown Conroe. There will be a new performance every first Sunday of the month. And if you miss the broadcast, just go to Lone Star Community Radio's podcast or YouTube anytime during that month. Go to our LoneStar.com archives to find the Lone Star Radio Troupe's latest play that's available. This is Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's 104.5 FM and 106.1 FM community station. Find us on the web at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Community Radio is a supporter to the performing arts in Montgomery County, Texas.
Lone Star Boxer Rescue is a nonprofit organization serving Montgomery County and surrounding areas, dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Looking out at the road rushing under my wheel. Looking back at the years going by like so many summer fields. 65, I was 17.
All right, welcome back. Morning's Lone Star, irlonestar.com.
Drinking mushroom tea.
Yeah, no, it was funny. Yeah. Speaking of which, welcome back. And that was our political segment. So thank you for getting over that. I think at 10:15, we're going to have Scott Perry in from the Conroe Parks and Recs Department talking about the last chance today for the input meeting, community input meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So, Scott, I hope you're ready for that. And if you're listening right now, we had a listener comment on Facebook saying JFK was big news until his burial. Now, you think that's just because some higher power goes, we need a country to move on? Because, you know, that happens a lot. Like, if you watch movies or read stories, especially like in Shakespeare, when like the king dies or the power is being transferred, it's always kind of commented on the importance for the people to move on, in a sense. Like, you can use a certain line of dialogue, but it's like, we don't want to cause an unstable atmosphere, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really important?
Well, that's the thing. So the Warren Commission, which determined the JFK assassination and the Ruby.
So is that just
killing,
a glorified police investigation? Is that what you're talking about?
No, there was a congressional.
No, I'm just saying, like, what was on paper it says to investigate the murder of JFK?
Yeah, it was an 888-page document that broke down what caused the president to be assassinated and what caused Jack Ruby to be killed and who the participants
That was
were.
a subnote, right? The Jack Ruby?
Yeah, well, that was part of it. The commission was formed as, was Ruby, Jack Ruby, was he hired by the government, by Castro, but it took him 10 months to come out with this document. So with your question, was it just a way to soothe pain? Well, that makes an ulterior motive. It's not the truth. It's just, we got to come up with something. So same basic problem with the Mueller investigation. It's the scope has gone so far out of whack here. Going back to, 2005.
Well, let's just let it lie until it's done.
Okay,
Skippy.
Well,
because I agree with you. I agree with you on because I don't know enough about that kind of stuff to know, what's wrong with it being here. Sometimes things take time, man. Especially when you got all these Russian bots, man. You don't know who's real, who's fake. I mean, can you imagine the actual data online? Like, that to me is the scariest part, because I do have an elementary understanding of how we can collect data from people. But the Twitter bots and the Facebook bots and all that kind of stuff, like, it could be like, I can see it being like a third of the population online being fake. And when I say fake, I don't mean like we pay, sweatshop fees for these Russian people in these warehouses to do this stuff. I bet that does exist, but I'm talking robots. I'm talking someone set up a thing and it just auto tweets. We have 15,000 accounts that auto tweet this one account that's real. So 15,000 accounts are fake, but it just gets plugged in and it just keeps going and keeps going.
Now, speaking of the Russian bots and stuff, this is something that happened a few days ago that I meant to talk about, but then totally forgot it. So you know how you had 3 Russian companies and 13 Russian individuals indicted by the Mueller team for, breaking the law and doing the whole, meddling affair.
Okay.
And the whole thing was, they'll never be brought to trial. They're excuse me, they're hanging out in Russia. They'll never make it back, right? One of the companies brought their lawyers to the indictment hearing, and they're forcing it to go to trial. Now it looks like the investigation team, they said, we're not ready to go to trial. The judges, what do you mean you're not ready? You indicted them. So you said you had the evidence you needed to indict them. Well, let's get it going. Like, no, we need a continuation. The indictment against these Russian entities is probably going to be dropped.
Well, I think that's also the thing that I hate about the news. And this is when you got to talk to the billionaires, where you have that followup.com or something, where it's just a collection of news stories that people are reporting on a single subject. And you kind of have like a timeline. I think that would be a really interesting website if somebody wanted to take the time to do that, where they can kind of give you a timeline, like say Mueller investigation, you click on it and it has all the articles ever written about it, but time on like a timeline. So you can say, all right, what happened 6 months ago?
We'll have that. And there's like a timeline of, Warren Commission and the Lewinsky, Whitewater / Lewinsky.
Because that stuff is taught in schools, I imagine. Right?
Like, well, schools seem to be, they're not talking about Vietnam anymore.
Well, I'm talking about higher education, like colleges. Like if I was going to become a lawyer, or if I want to do that kind of stuff, I kind of have to know the back history of the Warren Commission, kind of, right? I mean,
you should.
So that has to be taught, right?
You would think.
Okay.
But I'll direct your attention to...
I want you to know, before you say what you're going to say, there are a lot of schools here, Skippy.
Oh, absolutely.
So not every school is going to be like the school you're going to say.
No, I was going to direct your attention actually to my cousin Vinny, where he's passed the bar. He's graduated law school. He's passed the bar, and he still doesn't know about the discovery rules, which means if the other side has it, you have to be able to have it.
That's like the day-old joke of that makes a bad lawyer,
Mm-hmm. But, it's like, what do you call the guy that graduates dead last from medical school?
Doctor.
He's still a doctor.
So.
Anywho, how do we get on that one? I'm trying to remember.
It's because you gravitate towards this Mueller
guy.
Gravitate? Do you think he's cute or something?
Let's gravitate. Who?
This
Mueller?
Mueller guy? Mueller?
Hey,
is it Mueller or Mueller?
Mueller. Before I said Mueller, before I realized it was Mueller. He's okay. Did you ever used to watch the TV show Heroes?
Do you think he's cute?
No. Did you ever see Heroes, the TV show?
Yeah, I've actually seen that. I've actually seen that show. Yes.
Okay, they had an actor named Adrian Pasdal, I think. Who,
he played the Man in Black kind of thing, right? The glasses and everything.
Well, no, and he played the one who could fly, and he's a congressman and he could fly.
Okay, yeah.
But he's got this chin that just won't quit. That's Mueller, man. I'm telling you, Mueller's got this.
Okay, I will.
Silver Age.
If you want to talk a little bit about politics, that CIA woman was approved, right?
She hasn't been installed yet, but
the votes passed, right? The votes already happened.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere where they're doing that. Maybe if I'm making that up, please let me know. And the only reason I bring that up, I forgot her name though. But I was listening to a CIA guy.
Haspel. No, yeah, yesterday. Sorry, the Senate Intelligence Committee did advance Gina Haspel as CIA director. Let me see if anyone beyond the Senate Intelligence Committee has to go after that.
The only reason I bring that up is I was listening to a guy who's was in the CIA.
Yeah.
He's written books and stuff, and he was talking about. He kept talking about that, like the questions from the Senate committee, because that's part of the approval process. Is like you ask some questions, and he made this point, going, what's weird is the CIA, the history of the CIA was created in war times, typically, like those type of organizations.
Yeah, it was virtually the OSS.
And he basically goes, what's interesting is these questions from the senators were more of like, how do you feel about these things?
Mm-hmm.
And there's zero context given, like, why were they doing these things that were legal at the time and all this kind of stuff. And he goes, and unfortunately for the senators, is decisions they're making based off of how they feel about this stuff isn't really what the CIA does.
Well, you got to look at Gina Haspel's answers to that. I think she was brilliant.
Well, he even said he was more going on a point of like, eventually the world's going to get to that point where they don't understand what these kind of people do. And so can you imagine approving somebody who they think is good, but the CIA doesn't think is good? Because he was saying pretty much the CIA likes this lady.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all kind of like, it was all inner band was behind her. But it's just kind of, we have these people who, similar to the Facebook committee thing, they don't really understand how tech works. So they're going to make these decisions based off of either what their donors say or what they think is right, which, it's kind of hard to change a guy's or a woman's opinion when they think they're right about it. But
well, the whole funny thing about Jen Haspel, first off, she has to pass the full Senate vote next week.
Okay.
But the Senate Intelligence Committee approved her 10-5. Now, a lot of this is going on around about the waterboarding. However, saying, she was the queen of it. She was actually an employee under the then CIA director who was an Obama appointee.
That's
who
what got
actually
me interested in the story, because again, it's like you have the straw man, and I'm like, there's no way this woman was like the main woman.
Nope. An Obama appointee was,
especially in a government agency like the CIA, which everyone glorifies the black ops CIA. You don't know who's who, and then there's the public CIA, and I'm like, clearly this woman wasn't really behind a lot of anything horrible going on.
But did you notice her answers? I guarantee you the CIA will not restart any new enhanced interrogation practices.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, we're going to follow the law. Whatever you guys deem as the law, then we're going to follow it, and we're going to use our
the more words you use in an answer, the more you got to pay attention to. We will not restart any new procedure.
Whatever.
So no, I'm all for her.
Well, one thing I'm interested in, and this is a little sidestep. We're talking about Facebook. Zuckerberg was going in front of the EU people, so I wonder how that's going to be questioned. Because I will say that reading stuff over in Europe, they kind of have a better grasp of privacy, certain elements of the way the world conditions. So like they're really good on privacy, and they're really good on what's fair to a citizen and what's fair to.
Yes and no. There's the realization of privacy, but also since there's no Bill of Rights over there, remember that's an American document.
Yeah.
European.
It can turn around like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, like one thing I love, they do a lot of customer protection there, and it's a huge deal. It's great. Like the robocalls, no deal. Like you get in real big trouble for that. And then warranties, big deal. Like you can get big trouble for that if you don't follow up on warranties and how to treat a customer right. And then how to represent your business. Like it's amazing over there how they get that stuff going fast. Because most like over here, it's like, we got to go through 3 years of lawyers to come down to a decision on what we should present in the nutrition facts for our people's health. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So like I think for a while, like even sugar here wasn't presented in a value on the nutrition on the back of the label. That it wouldn't say like they have like the daily average like recommended. They wouldn't put that on labels because most things were above the daily average. They would just do like a percentage, like it's 10% sugar. But it doesn't say over the value of whatever.
Right.
But over there they would do pretty much. They have a lot of warning labels and things like that for customer protection, which I like. I think that's a really big deal.
It is.
Like for another one, I'll give you an example of cell phones. Every cell phone made between, I believe it was like 1991, that's way too early, it's like 1996, to now has an FM transmitter in it.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And most phones, like here in the States, they're all deactivated. So you can't listen to FM. They want you to listen online or through, it all started with, remember that company in the late 90s, early 2000s that had the walkie-talkies? I forgot Nextel.
Oh yeah,
remember
it was
the walkie-talkies?
The half cell phone, half.
Yeah, so like that was the same idea, and it was basically they banned it. They banned it like companies. It was up to the companies to deactivate the feature. So like Verizon and Sprint and back then Cellular Wireless or whatever, they would deactivate it. And then another thing with cell phones, interesting over there, they require all phones use the same type of charger.
That's cool.
So, I mean, I'm talking about small things. Like, I know that sounds like a first world problem.
Well, that's why, by going from an analog to digital era, that was best reason for that. And I say best in quotation marks, the primary reason for that. It's now everything can be captured. When things were analog, you would have to literally tap the wires to wiretap a phone call. Now you can just
You know, it's a good movie about that.
Huh.
It's called The Lives of Others.
The Lives of
German movie.
Others. I will watch it.
It was about East Berlin, West Berlin, and the wiretapping. This guy would be he lived above a playwright. You like it? You like that movie?
I would. It sounds it. I'll watch it.
They thought the playwright was a radical, and so this guy is basically listening to his life.
Interesting.
Really interesting.
The Lives of Others. I'll look it up.
I think it won an Oscar, but I mean, I'm not saying that puts the badge of honor on it. But you're listening to Morning's Lone Star. Thanks for checking us out. We're live right now. Coming up in about 15 minutes. Hopefully Scott Perry is going to show up because he's got a big day today for the input meeting at Oscar Johnson Jr. Park.
There's a motorcycle parked in his motorcycle spot there.
That's not Scott.
It's not his motorcycle. I'm saying someone beat him to a spot.
Yeah.
It's going to be his motorcycle smackdown.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio. We are brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, Conroe Coffee. And if you want to sponsor the show, reach out to us, irlonestar.com/MWLS.
69, I was 21.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
From the beginning, the main purpose of the Cooperative Extension Service has been to change human behavior by teaching people how to apply the results of scientific research. By utilizing a holistic, multi-level approach, Extension family and community health programs encourage health and well-being for everyone, addressing values, concerns, and needs with reliable science-based information. Extension programs help people lead healthier lives. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Does your company have needs that can be met by an employee who is dependable, hardworking, enthusiastic, motivated, cooperative, respectful, and punctual? Conroe Independent School District Special Education Department can meet your needs by connecting you with potential employees that have been preparing for a lifetime of employment. We have numerous individuals seeking paid and unpaid work experiences. If your company is interested in seeing how we can meet your business needs, call Conroe ISD Special Education Department to find the best employees for you at 936-709-7671.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question, comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station on irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-2666. 7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Everyone I know, everywhere I go, people need some reason to believe. I don't know about anyone but me. If it takes all night, that'll be alright. If I can get you to smile before I leave, looking out at the road rushing under my wheels. I don't know how to tell you all just how crazy.
Welcome back. 10:07 on the dot on Conroe based worldwide heard Lone Star Community Radio.
What happened over at the Woodlands High School?
So I've been getting some on the scene reports because my daughter goes there and her mother lives like 2 blocks away. My daughter's actually outside with the theater tech class, and
no surprise there.
Right. And sirens are happening. Apparently some guy went running through the area, not actually apparently onto the school premises, but through the area, possibly fleeing from law enforcement. You know, there are rumors going around possible bank robbery or something. That I can't attest to. All I just know is they did catch the guy. They did lock down the school because there was a concern of him being armed, but apparently when they caught him, he was not armed. So little excitement on a Thursday. I'll take my daughter out to ice cream this afternoon to calm her nerves. And there you go. So appreciate, of all things, Mrs. Skippy, number 3X, for giving me that update. I do appreciate it.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yo,
can you open the door for me?
Absolutely.
That way Scott can come in.
You got it. I
want to continue talking about it. I just realized he might be trying to get in. There's a lot of commotion going on outside with the play. It's not Twinderwella. It is James and Giant Peach. I'm a complete idiot for saying that because that's CYT Houston. They were in on the show. I probably need to update my calendar. It's probably what I really need. And now Skippy's just talking to random people in the street. Is he accosting people again? I don't think he knows what he's doing. But I'm glad everyone's safe in the Woodlands area. What's up?
I was looking to find out what the crane was doing.
They put the sign for the bike shop.
That's what it was.
Is it over my sign?
Is it over your sign?
Yeah.
No, it's horizontal.
They kept looking at my sign. I'm like, what are they doing there? What are they doing there?
They may have moved your sign over to make room for that one. Were you hugging the Conroe Coffee sign?
No.
Okay. Was there like a big space? Looks good.
Yeah. But yeah.
So
sorry about that. Sorry.
No worries. But that's our local update.
Yeah,
so all good.
That's
all
great.
good in the Woodlands High School.
You know that it makes me think, and this is just something connecting from earlier topics we had. That same CIA guy I was listening to on a podcast, he mentioned something that he really thought that the United States should move towards like a 2-year service, mandatory service kind of thing, where either it doesn't have to be combat, it could just be,
like the Israelis,
Well, they do combat stuff mostly, if I remember correctly. But he's mentioned something more of something that like you do embassy work or you do something that gets you out of the United States bubble. And it would not necessarily mean combat, but more of like, it's not like, oh, let's go build houses on Honduras, but it's more of let's go be part of some type of government agency and so people can see how things really are working and how things are continuing working every day.
On paper, that sounds wonderful. It won't work in this country because it goes against our rights of freedom.
Yeah.
For the government to say you have to do this. No, I really don't.
Well, you don't really have to do a mandatory, but one thing could be an option is if you wanted to volunteer and get paid, a fee, or an annual
A stipend, salary,
do something. But like, why won't we try to do a program like that, opposed to like what opportunities do we have here in the country to do something similar to say that?
Well, the issue with that is, remember, most of these organizations are nonprofits, they're not government run. AmeriCorps,
like
stuff
Peace
like
Corps
that.
and stuff like that.
Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, Doctors Without Borders. So with every time the government gets involved, you have to ask, where's the money come from? Mm-hmm. So to have a significant program like that that's government funded, either the tax rate would have to skyrocket, or services would be cut, or more money would have to be printed.
Well, I mean, I think there is an open discussion about setting up something where if you worked for 2 years in the government, you get a bonus on your Social Security or whatever. I mean,
that would and that would work, an incentive, and a lot of private institutions are doing that more and more.
Like imagine working at the post office for 2 years,
and more med schools or something. We will pay for your education if you give us 2 years at this hospital, or the whole Northern Exposure thing, where it was they paid for this guy's medical school. In return, he had to spend 4 years at this podunk town in Alaska.
Oh yeah, does that still happen?
Well,
come on in, Scott.
The show, no, but the show's long gone.
No, I meant the plot. Like that plot, is that a real plot?
Yeah,
where people say, "Hey, come be a doctor at."
Because you can be a town, you can be a hospital, you can.
I thought that was Doc Hollywood, but that's not Doc Hollywood. That was. Can that actually happen?
That was Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, but like the judge ruled that like he had to be the interim doctor for X amount of.
I can't remember the plot of Doc Hollywood.
That? Scott, do you remember the plot of that? You can grab the mic. We're talking about. You ever seen Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox? It's like an 80s movie where he's a doctor from LA and he's like traveling between point A to point B to LA, and he gets in a car crash and he like ruins the judge's yard. Is it working? You should be good. Bring up the mic to your. Oh yeah, turn it way up.
Pump up the volume. There you go. Good morning,
Good morning, Scott.
We got Scott Perry sitting
You never seen that
with
movie?
us.
You never seen that movie?
I don't think I.
From the 80s.
It's from the 80s. Like
it had James Wood.
It was like in between Back to the Future and something else. But basically, he runs into the fence of a judge, ruins his really cool kit car.
I did see that. It's like a love story.
Yeah, but like but the judge basically says you have to stay here and be the interim doctor because the doctor has a heart attack and he's in the hospital. And basically, that's kind of like the gag. The whole movie is like that. So, have you ever heard of that before, though? Like that's the people getting servitude almost.
Well, a judge can actually do that. In fact, I remember Ted Poe before he became a congressman. He was a local municipal court judge in Harris County.
Yeah, I visited his court.
I did too. I loved it. He was the one that made the kids like wear the sandwich board saying "I'm a thief."
Right.
Or
what's really weird is that's where our prom pictures were taken. Is at his house.
Oh, I thought you said in his courtroom.
Well, no, he's involved.
His
kids went to my school, and it was like since the parents were so scared of us going out and getting drunk and all that stuff, it's like why don't we just have the pre-party for everyone doing their pictures at the judge's house? And I do remember that. That was really funny because he was just randomly there, and I'm like, I've seen this guy before.
You guys have to wear sandwich boards.
Sandwich boards? Yeah. Oh no.
But we're talking about how one former CIA employee suggesting that every American should do like 2 years of some kind of workout to get them outside of the U.S. bubble. I said that kind of goes against the Articles of Freedom here that
right.
And every time the government. So you can have incentives, but if they're government based, you always have to ask where the money comes from. Mm-hmm. And so I was talking about how more and more institutions like a town or a med school will tell someone, okay, med student, okay, we'll pay for your 4 years of med school, but you got to come spend 4 years at our hospital.
Right.
And then you walked in right in the middle of that. So that's where we were.
I see. Well, I was surprised whenever you were talking about Michael J. Fox movie.
I was talking about Northern Exposure, and Dick took it over to Doc Hollywood. Same basic premise there. But yeah, a judge can absolutely make you. There you go. A little bit more. Nope. A little bit. You're good. Now we're kind of lopsided. Hold on. If you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see the Dick's. There you go. Now bring it up just a hair. Just a hair. That's it. That's it. You're looking good, Dick. One more. Perfect.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, so if you look on YouTube now, you'll see that.
So what do you?
We look like a Batman episode.
But you can make it work though. Isn't that kind of like the whole idea of commissioners court and city council? You can propose like, hey, let's work out a system where our citizens can get involved with the Parks and Rec department or something.
Oh yeah, you can have internship programs. I would presume you can have incentives.
Well, internship always like implies you have to be under the age of a certain age.
Oh no, not at all. Didn't you watch that Will Smith movie where
it was well, yeah, well that was for a brokerage firm. That was just the
an
way
intern.
Well, that's the way they got around paying taxes.
I think a lot of times, though, you're right in terms of people's, at least the way they think of an internship.
Yeah.
You know, they think they've got to be in college or they've got to, it's
Yeah.
part of something else that they're already doing that they're getting credit for
Mhm.
in another way.
You got to be incentive based kind of things.
Right. But we actually do have an internship program.
Yeah. Can you bring the mic a little closer to you?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
In fact, we have 2 that are going to be starting this week.
Wow.
That'll work with us through the summer. We've been doing it now for about 3 or 4 years. They come from, they apply. We have a lot of applicants for it. And
not implying that it's a sweatshop, but what kind of duties would they have?
we really like to expose them to everything that we do in the Parks and Recreation Department. So they have an office. It's over at the admin office where they kind of house, but then they'll spend time with me at the Oscar Johnson Junior Community Center. They'll spend time at their recreation center, the CK Ray Rec Center, and then the aquatic center.
Mhm.
They actually spend time with our park operations guys. And they have projects. So, it's not like they just shadow. Some of the stuff that they do for us, they shadow where, they may.
What does Scott do every day? They pick you up? Oh yeah, I would totally do that.
They
I would like,
they get the dry cleaning, don't they?
Right,
You can tell us. It's okay.
No, so depending on the input meeting tonight, they're going to be the ones physically building the building, right? They're going to be. Is that whatever
like the
whatever they
Egyptians?
choose? Sign up to be
Bring
an
your work
intern.
glove.
Yeah,
Shovel.
get your electrician permit with the city of Conroe. But no, it's really interesting because that's one thing I was telling him was it's not more of a motivation as a young person growing in the United States. What programs can get involved with to change your perspective without committing, your life to some like for example, like the Army or something, because they that's their whole shtick on their ads. It's like change your future, like see the world.
No, that's right.
And like the Peace Corps exists, but I'm not really sure the Peace Corps is involved in involved in just crappy situations, right? That's what the Peace Corps is really involved with.
Well, the Peace Corps, the primary purpose is to go to places that just need the most help.
Okay.
But you can do, even pick a philanthropic nonprofit like United Way or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors Without Borders, AmeriCorps. Is
what are
one.
you good at, Dick? I can carry things.
Well, that's necessary in some instances. You think about Harvey. There was a lot of carrying when
Mm.
Hurricane Harvey came
Think
through.
about
And there just right here, there's a lot of places to get engaged. Crisis Assistance Center, Interfaith, are 2. They're all over the place now.
I know the Montgomery County Food Bank does a really cool assembly line of making food packages for
Mhm.
people and stuff
There's
like
another
that.
organization, Intercept Ministries,
Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels. I used to volunteer for them for several years.
I always wondered why their cars are so big. Do they have that much food on there? Because they have a bus.
Well, no, that's the transportation.
So they actually transport people.
Yeah. They added that.
Why?
Under was it Amy? No, not Amy. Who was I'm trying to remember who the previous
Are they trying to encroach on Conroe Connection? Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah,
Take their
it's a
transportation?
smackdown. It's a smackdown.
No, because I've seen their buses before, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of food to be delivering that day. And but I guess because I thought it was like a food truck kind of thing, but
Right.
it's not. They transport people.
They use those buses to transport people, and I know they have a lot of volunteers that work to get the food
to them.
the people. Right.
Well, because we interviewed a couple of people who do drive, and what's interesting to me was the time it takes because like one person said, oh, when I drop off the food, I sit down sometimes with them,
visit with them,
and I'm like, well, what about the next guy who's like waiting for his food?
Right.
He's just like, oh, it's an excuse.
Well, I got to tell you,
because there's gonna be some grouchy dudes and girls who are like, just get my food.
My third wife was actually the director of Meals on Wheels at the JCC in Houston, Southwest Houston, and so I would volunteer. So for a couple of years, on weekends I would drive.
So would you spend time with the patron, or would you
some
be
of
like,
them? Yeah, some of them wanted, leave it outside. Don't, very much shut
they
it.
had a little
Mhm.
slider on the door, like, hey, just leave it down there.
But some of them were people who hadn't seen someone since the last time. And
Well,
these
now
were
we can get them on the bus and they can take them
Well,
somewhere
yeah,
else.
that's awesome. And I wish I could have.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a senior center? Because I remember you saying we didn't, right?
We don't. I'll tell you, in the way that you're talking about it, we
I
do
saw one in Holt is at a area. I was there visiting family. We're driving down 105, and I forgot. It might have been Cut and Shoot. It might have been more towards east. But I saw like a building that said Senior Civic Center or City Center or something like that. Senior though, and I was like, that's gotta be like, what are they just for seniors? Like, what's that all about?
Interesting. I'm not aware, and I'm not aware of one that operates in the way. No, we had the Friendship Center, for a while. Right now, it's strictly Meals on Wheels. So their focus is getting meals to people. But the seniors, and there still are folks that can come up there. It's just not staffed, so it's not programmed. But they still have a game. In fact, our summer program, our Totally Teen program, volunteers there 2 or 3 times during the summer and plays games and interacts with them. But they just don't have
They all just turn into bingo halls, don't they?
Right.
Right.
Maybe.
We got Scott Perry in the studio, guys. We got to take a break and get him. Sorry, we're going to keep you a little bit longer because we want to talk about the input meeting happening today. And then, because that's really why you're here. You're not here just talking about Dog Holiday, and
which is kind of fun.
But I mean, I was just thinking about it. I was like, I wonder if the city of Conroe ever like force somebody to do something. Build this curb, do it. No, you're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on Mornings of Lone Star, irlonestar.com/MWLS. If you got a question for Scott and you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, just comment on the video and we'll make sure to get it to him, because we're going to talk about this input meeting that's very important for the folks in Conroe, talking about what they're going to do with a piece of land they got, 22 acres, and they want you to come out and talk about what you want to see. Sounds like a senior center might be an option. Stay tuned. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio.
Do what you can just to keep your love alive.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Welcome back. Morning's Lone Star, Dick and Skippy. He's Dick, I'm Skippy. It's 10:26 on the dot. We are sponsored by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Current weather, 80 degrees already. Going to get up another 16 degrees to a high of 96. Low of 68 tonight. Only a 1% chance of rain, but 74% humidity. Is hot and sticky. The official Lone
Thank you. Are the community pools going?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the one at the Oscar Johnson Center won't open until later, but the one
Now,
at the rec center-
you don't have to answer this, Scott. And welcome officially to your...
Welcome, Scott Perry, City Conroe.
We're going to be getting to the input meeting. I just got a quick question. I read an article and I saw some city council stuff. What is going on with the pools?
I'm really glad you asked that.
Because it kind of confused me.
Well, the pools are somehow they're built on a fault.
I just watched Dante's Peak, by the way.
Yeah, it's not like that.
And I'm just letting you know, I'm a little.
I love that movie.
I'm just a little wary
But I'll
about.
tell you, all the stuff going on in Hawaii really makes people nervous. They see all this fire pouring out into the water.
I've seen Volcano too, with
Well,
Tommy Lee Jones. I've seen that.
This is not like that.
Okay.
Basically, the pool, where the pool is situated on that fault, it has caused it to sink. And
Ooh,
so
is it noticeable?
I think not. It is if you know what you're looking for,
Okay.
right? So there's skimmers around the pool,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I know
I'm
what you're
not
talking
sure
about.
how
It
many
kinda
of them, but
topples
there's
or-
a bunch of them that aren't functioning.
Those are faulty skimmers.
Yeah, right. The skimmer's fault. But no, the big thing for people to realize is that we're going to maintain. It's going to be open this summer, and there's nothing unsafe about the pool, nothing
Yeah, that's what I was.
unsanitary about
Well,
the pool, nothing
'cause
like that.
I read several reports, and like one report, I forgot what publication it was, but it made it sound like it wasn't. So I was like, that didn't what? Like it's not going to break, and then the water starts draining, or like
No.
what do you?
No, I mean, ultimately it could, but we're addressing it before it gets to that point.
Yeah.
Now, the way we're addressing it is there's some plans to do some really nice renovations over at the pool. We're going to move it, so we're going to move it away from the
Like
fault
3
line.
feet.
Yeah, no, I think about 4 feet.
Are you serious? Oh. It's like, man, this will solve all our problems. No, it was just it was interesting because I know a lot of kids. I know growing up, me, the community pool was a huge
Oh,
deal
yeah.
with my friends,
Yeah.
and not for the mom who was taking care of us at that day,
Right.
but it was just like that was something that we do every Saturday
your
or something,
hangout, man.
and that's what we did. And so when I read that, I was like, man, that's going to ruin a lot of kids' summers.
No, it won't. In fact, we use it a lot for the summer camp programs
Yeah.
too, and so that's what we were like. Oh my gosh! When it first started coming out, are we going to have time to address this before the summer? Well, we don't really have to. We'll be able to address it before next summer. But the biggest thing for people to know is that it's not unsafe. It's not unsanitary. I think people think of it like
chlorine kills everything, man.
Right. Well, and then that's the thing is when I say unsanitary, I just don't want people to feel like that because of the skimmers aren't fully functioning all the way around the pool, that it makes it unsanitary because
you got to dress it up for people because like I've taken care of pools, and one of my best friends was a pool guy, so like he'd help me take care of the pool. You just tell people it will burn your eyes, and for some reason they'll be okay with that.
Yeah,
because
right.
they know it's clean. They know it will burn your eyes.
Yeah,
You're
just
good.
don't open your eyes underwater.
Well, thank you for clarifying that because it was interesting because I know some kids were looking forward to summer and especially the pools here in Conroe. But let's get to why you are here.
Okay.
We were taught last time you were here. We were talking about the input meeting, and that input meeting is today.
Today.
So at 4:30, show up at the Oscar Johnson Jr. Park at the building. Right, there's a building.
Yes.
And
yeah, so it's between 4:30 and 6:30. It's a come and go. So I don't want people to feel like they have to commit 2 hours to this.
That's
because
great to know.
It's really not. It's just a matter of we want your input. And so Burdett Consultants is going to be there. They're going to be set up in our back building. So we have
Burdett.
B-U-R-D-T.
Are they local or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
Burdett Consultants. Burdett Land Place Consultants. So they were selected out of a number of people that.
Yeah, I mean that process we can get that. Another day. But I was just like I just never heard Burdett.
Burdett.
Okay. I'm not worried. Let's not worry about that.
Okay. So anyway, so they're going to be set up. They're the ones that have been doing all of the feasibility studies. So they've gone out to the property. They've got there's going to be several stations set up in the back building that people can come in and look at. They're going to talk about the property itself. They're going to have some really rough drawings of what
buildings or what?
Yes, but not. We haven't gotten to the point of what the building is going to look like. We're trying to look at what
placements,
what stuff do we want there, because you don't know what the building's going to look like if you don't know what stuff you're going to have there. I mean, is it going to have 1 gym, 2 gyms? Is it going to have a swimming pool? Is it going to have a splash pad? classrooms, all of those things we have to take into consideration before they can actually design what the building looks like. But people are very visual, and so they're going to have the property, and then they'll have the outline of a building and perhaps what a swimming pool might look like, what parking might look like. And so, I don't want to give people the idea that, hey, you're going to come and pick A, B, or C on what you want it to look like, because that's not what the meeting is about. We're still just gathering information from the community on what they would like to see at the community center.
Dick, what time are we going to be there to talk about our plan?
Well, we can go there between 4:30 and 5 or 6:30, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And we did have a listener chime in. He says the Oscar Johnson is presently in the neighborhood. We're not moving it.
Well, the current, I'll tell you where it's located. We are.
What's located? The new area?
The new area.
The new area.
You're
not moving things. It's more of you're adding, but then some of the events and things will be moved.
That's all part of this study.
Okay.
Right. So yes and no. The current building, we have plans to continue to use that building for whatever we need to use it for. And that's part of this input. We're talking about senior centers a few minutes ago. That's a possibility. It's a possibility that we have adult education programs there. It's a possibility that we continue to operate after school programs there. So that building's not going away. And what we do there may change from what it looks like. The new property is located off of Foster Drive and 3rd Street. So 3rd Street and Foster are the corner, we think it'd be the northwest corner of our property. That's 25 acres. And so from 3rd Street heading back toward Runyon East, Runyon Elementary School, there's 25 acres right there. That's where we're going to be. So we're not really moving away. I'm a little excited that we're going to move a little bit away from the railroad tracks, because sometimes it gets really loud there.
You're speaking to the choir.
Yeah,
right. Preaching to the
choir. Thank you. So, but no, we're not moving out of the neighborhood, so to speak. We're just relocating within the neighborhood. We had looked at a lot of different areas when we were first trying to find property, and one piece that we looked at was over off of Airport Road on the way to the convention center. But it butted up to the creosote plant, the old creosote plant. It was like 50 acres. It was a huge piece of property, but because it butted up to, and we did a phase 1 feasibility study, soil samples and all that, and it was all good. There was
fault line samples.
Yeah, right. Right. That's the new thing now. Anytime before you build.
There was some that talked to Burn It, right? About
Burn
that.
It. Yes, they're very
Bird It.
Okay. Do you know who these people are or something?
Yeah, they're coming they are coming to do bids for stuff.
Oh, so that's how you know them, or did you just find out?
No, I just listen when the guests are talking.
Okay, that's what I figured. My brain, comprehends things a little differently.
They're good guys. They do a lot of different things, but analysis. There's a lot that goes into this feasibility study. But the focus today is that we want to hear from the people that are going to be using it. That's really what it boils down to. We want to hear from.
Can I ride the bus to the Oscar Johnson Jr. Park?
You could, yeah. We've got a stop right there in front of the.
So
we can ride like a live remote too on the bus, and then
come on over.
Well, yeah, because Scott, we are talking to Scott Perry, City Conroe here, Parks and Rec Department. I've got some schematics worked up for our plan, which is a joint, paintball laser tag setup. But Dick, I got a little excited last night. I worked in it's in a labyrinth format. That way we could also do live action Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And you could do escape rooms.
I was thinking that too, like the largest freaking escape room in Texas.
Well, we got toilets. We have toilets and we got washrooms included. So, and showers, because you never know how dirty those things can get.
That's right. We could probably do a laundromat somewhere on the side too. So if you were wearing your good clothes when you were playing, paintball, you could throw them.
That is actually that's luxury right there, man.
Yeah.
That's top of the line city offering right there.
I'm in love with my City of Conroe Parks and Rec Department now. They're listening to me. They get me.
Don't charge like hotel prices though.
Yeah. Oh no. It's going to be very affordable.
Yeah. My fiance is going through a rat problem, and so she has to stay in a hotel, and the hotel she stayed at had a washer and dryer. It had a washer and dryer, and it cost her like $5 per thing. And I was like, and because she has her scrubs and all that stuff, I was like, oof, baby.
My La Quinta. I'm so looking forward to moving back home.
You would think they would offer like a cheaper rate just because it's like, hey, we know you're not at home,
right?
But instead of that, we're going to
you'd think
gouge
they
you
would,
as much as possible.
And it's not at my hotel. It's $2 per load washer and $2 for dryer, so $4 a load.
Well, let's take that kind of idea, Scott. Because I have this opportunity with you with the city of Conroe. What amenities do you think the average person expects to have? Because when we're talking about the input meeting, you can get wild ideas like ours, but when you're looking at serving the community, like, are showers a bad thing to have? Is that just something more things you have to? Do y'all have any of that already?
We do not. We do not. We're strictly a community center. So really, what we're looking to do, we don't want to lose that identity. I mean, we always want to be a community center, a place where people can come and get services, right? After school care camp, participate in programs and things of that nature. But what we're really looking at, what's coming in online and the different surveys that we've done so far, there's the talk of fitness. Obviously that's a big deal.
Because there's showers at the rec center.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so making sure. Oh, I'm trying to, because that it's interesting because you look at the different levels and you're like, all right, what are we offering and what's the purpose of this building? Because you can be smart about it, or you can just do the generic. Oh, hey, we need one bathroom. Like, no, we probably need another bathroom at the other end.
That's right, and Dick, that's what's so important about the input meeting, really. And you guys are joking about. I think you're joking about the paintball.
Well, do I look like I'm joking?
No, you don't. That's what makes me scared.
Well, the idea was you could just do it all concrete, and that's the easiest way to wash it.
Oh yeah, you just pressure wash it off
and just go. Yeah, we're good. What's the next event we're doing?
But we have, we actually did a little meeting with the kids that are currently participating in our program.
Yeah,
we took 12 kids, and we got. I mean, they came up with some.
You were telling us about that.
Yeah, with some pretty wild things. Yeah, but then they also came back to somewhat reality and said, "Oh gosh, yeah, if we're going to be doing these things outside, we probably need some bathrooms that are close by, right?"
Yeah.
So the important thing about this meeting is that we want to know what people expect, what they want to see, and then once we have all of that information, then we begin to plan out what the facility actually looks like. That's why it's hard. And I don't want to give the impression that you're going to be coming looking at drawings tonight, because that's not what it is. There's going to be some visuals, right? And people are going to have the opportunity to place their priorities. So there may be a visual of a swimming pool, be what our swimming pool would look like.
But it's like a swimming pool.
Yes.
Like we could have a swimming pool.
Yes.
Who's going to be moderating this, Scott?
Birdit. Their staff will be there, and our staff will be there. Council will be there. I mean, I'm really expecting a pretty good crowd. I hope. I really am anticipating a large crowd, because it's easy for me to get excited about it, but I want the community to be excited about it. It's something to be excited about.
Yeah, and listeners, that's a really good point. This is a golden opportunity for people to think, stuff happens without me, or I don't have a voice. Seriously,
that's right.
You have a city organization here practically begging you, show up, participate. You and Burdette, do you have like a code word that if someone goes really off the rails with their ideas, you say, well, we're going to come back to that after we eat some asparagus?
Yeah, no, actually, there's already been some really crazy out there ideas. Crazy from my standpoint, right?
One man's crazy.
That's right. But no, and frankly, they're really good at just taking what people say. I mean, even me. I mean, I've had some crazy ideas from them. They're like, well, I mean, we're going to write it down, right? So that's the stage that we're in right now.
Yeah.
We're writing it down now. You're talking about paintball and things like that. So if the majority of the community,
that's what I was saying. We need to get our Russian bots, and we can come over there.
That's why we have the Electoral College and not the popular vote, because I can cram that place with nerds, and we will have a live action D&D center in a heartbeat.
You know what came up at one point when we were very first talking about doing this feasibility study.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking with various entities that were hoping to do this. There's the gaming industry, right? I mean,
you mean like tabletop gaming or video games?
Like video games.
Oh, it's huge.
So like at college campuses, right? They will sell out a Coliseum for people to watch people battle it out.
There's when in Houston, there's a place they rent out a warehouse once a month, and it would just be like they have projectors and they have tables, and you can meet people. They had like a meeting area for food and everything, and then they had like the competition area.
Yeah, but then there's a place for spectators, right?
Oh,
people to pay a fee to come in and sit and watch people game. I mean, when it's not my turn at the controls, man, I'm gone.
I'm getting the Cheetos out of the kitchen.
You're just not playing the right game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There's the property on Gosling So it's in the Harris County part of Gosling. And I talked to the developer. His name's Brian. I can't remember his last name, but he has a huge billboard-sized LCD TV that is outside. There's a seating area for it. And so, like, if I'd be driving late at night up Gosling, he usually have it tuned into like a sports channel. So you could be watching it as you're driving past. But he said that one of his plans is to have one of these spectator gaming things.
Well, that's what, whenever we were first kind of throwing ideas out there, they were like, so let's talk about this. I mean, so for example, this is a big deal. I mean, is this, something that you would want a stadium that would seat 300, 500 people for spectator? And I'm thinking, I mean, that's as big as the Owen, right? I mean, so I don't think that would be usable space for us in terms of being able to use it for more than just that.
Well, they're already talking about doing a art center, right?
Yeah, no, there is some. Yeah, there was. You're talking about a venue, like
the city was talking about it. That's outside of the parks, right? Would that be in the parks department, or
no?
that
I
be
think
separate?
I think it would be a separate entity.
Okay.
It would almost.
But you're really looking at something that you have to be. It has to be applicable to day-to-day usage.
Yeah,
and then weekend usage too. Meaning, like, oh, if I wanted to have a sack race or whatever, and
you wanted to have a family reunion,
you go over here,
come and rent out the space to have your family reunion. It's really not much different than what we're doing now. There's just some components that we're not able to offer now. The fitness component, we don't have a gymnasium. We don't have enough space for even our classroom, right? I mean, we're looking for what's kind of been pegged as dedicated program space.
Well, this is a good opportunity for it.
Yeah, no, it really is. And the thing is, like right now, whenever we're having an after-school program and it's not really just dedicated to that, right? So there's going to be someone else that comes in at 6:30 and uses that for somewhere. We can't really decorate the room for the kids. We can't, because there's going to be
shifting tomorrow.
That's right. Or the next
hour.
Well,
with this men, you can give them chalk. And
I'm already going with naughty ideas, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Well, Scott, let's remind folks today at 4:30, you can show up at the Oscar Johnson Community Center.
From 4:30 to 6:30. You don't have to be there at 4:30.
That's right.
Come and go and participate in your input of what ideas to do with this newly acquired property. And this thing is probably like a 5-year project, I imagine.
That's what I'm 3 to 5.
Yeah.
What we're looking at, I think. That will really be dependent upon a lot of things. Council, has to contend with a lot of stuff. And so there's, it'll be a priority thing.
Have you been smoozing up to the new ones, the new council? You smooze, right?
They need to be smoozing up to you. Husky should be showing up there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jody, make this your first official.
I did invite them. I mean, I invited them to come to the input meeting because I think it's just important for our whole community, to be a part of it and to have that. I don't want, whenever it's all said and done, I don't want anybody to come and say.
Here's an important question for you, Scott. And this is just a question, like, if I have a mailing address in Conroe, can I still come and give input?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, because you know what? I mean, I look at our day camp program, for example.
They're all over the place.
That's right. And so if people that would use the facility, if you would utilize the facility, then we want you.
And it's not that much more, by the way. If you go, if you open the book, they call it the book, right?
Playbook?
The playbook. Mm-hmm. They have both prices. If you're
a resident,
non-resident, it's not like triple the amount.
No,
it's not $5 laundromat prices.
Right. No, it's 25%. Typically, the non-resident rate is.
You can just use the station's address, folks. I mean, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But no, I know that's one thing I loved about it because when I didn't live here, I was moving it, but like a transition, I would still participate in those kind of things because it's like it's worth it because it's just down the street or. I needed a shower, and I didn't have a shower here, so I needed a shower.
And we're glad you made use of the shower.
Boy, aren't we, though? So local politician Scott has thrown down the gauntlet. He's invited you. Are you going to dare to show up this evening? Do you have
4:30 to 6:30 and give your input and to see what's going on in your community here in Conroe? So, Scott, thank you so much for coming in.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get you back in all the other
we want
events.
to hear some of the results.
Summer's coming. Yeah, bring the results in.
For sure. Yeah.
So, man, there's a lot going on. You're listening to Morning's Lone Star. We got to be taking our sponsor break, and we'll be right back after this. And don't forget, we are brought to you by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. We'll be right back.
Looking back at the years gone by like so many summer fields.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? The Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. With scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning, Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Path to the Plate is a research-based education program that helps consumers understand how their food choices impact their health by making the connection to agriculture. Learning about how food is grown and produced, and how consumers can make better food choices for themselves and their families, Path to the Plate is all about dispelling myths and misconceptions. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Lone Star Community Radio presents the Lone Star Radio Troupe. This talented cast will perform radio plays right here in the Lone Star Studios located in downtown Conroe. There will be a new performance every first Sunday of the month. And if you miss the broadcast, just go to Lone Star Community Radio's podcast or YouTube anytime during that month. Go to our LoneStar.com archives to find the Lone Star Radio Troupe's latest play that's available. This is Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's 104.5 FM and 106.1 FM community station. Find us on the web at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Community Radio is a supporter to the performing arts in Montgomery County, Texas.
65, I was 17.
All right, welcome back, Mornings with Lone Star. We're closing out. We got about 6 minutes, so we got to get the ticket giveaway out. All right, here are the rules, folks. We're going to give away Taste Fest tickets, and then also we're going to give away Kiss Me Kate tickets for this weekend and next weekend at the Owen Theater. So we'll start with Taste Fest. This will be very simple. All you got to do is go to Facebook, if you're on YouTube chat, and we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we're also online. If you want to email us, irlonestar.com/MWLS. First person to contact us will win 2 tickets to Taste Fest. The question is, what time is the community input meeting that the City of Conroe Parks and Rec Department is putting on over at the Oscar Johnson Jr. Park? Again, the question is, what time does it start? The community input meeting. There you go. And now for Kiss Me Kate tickets.
Or your 2 tickets to any performance this weekend or next weekend of Kiss Me Kate. All you got to do is be the first one to respond at any of the outlets that Dick did say. Any of Shakespeare's historical plays. He had comedies, tragedies, and historical plays. So name me an historic play, and you get yourself some tickets. I was gonna make it like way too easy, but I thought it was too easy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we had a good day today. We had some fun. We didn't get into the lady who took a dump.
I think we should, and we got a couple of minutes.
No, we got 4 minutes, so let's just wrap it up.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tomorrow we're gonna have a special guest. Jordan O'Neill will be in the studio.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk about a mini series he's starting called Fabletown, And it was an Indiegogo campaign, and it's shooting entirely in Houston with the Texas cast and crew. So if you're into movies and stuff, this can be a great guest. We should have got him on the ticket stub. Is what we should have got.
Well, I told him about the other shows too. So I think between Nerd Thug and Ticket Stub should cover.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And then, so that's tomorrow. And if you're interested in being a guest, just reach out to us. Just email us at mwls@irlonestar.com. That's mwls@irlonestar.com. Or message on Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, and we'll get you on. I think we're going to add the booking link to the website officially now. So it's going to be open to the public. We're going to get the weirdos and the mad poopers and stuff. So
yeah, do keep an eye on the headlines for the woman who just had to go to the bathroom so bad she did it.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. That's definitely like a good.
We are going to talk about it tomorrow.
That's a good 15-minute segment. I'm telling you.
We will talk it tomorrow then.
And you're gonna have a good weekend this weekend because Kiss Me Kate, we got that. It's our so this would officially be like the best weekend to go because everyone's got all the kinks out, and this is like the weekend before the last weekend because usually on the last weekend productions are like, oh, let's just get this over with, right? Is that how the mentality goes?
Some shows are like, I can't wait for this to be over. Some shows are, one more weekend. With the audiences loving it the way they have been and the audience response, the cast are getting into it. Although new shows are already beckoning, some of my cast members have been cast in Willy Wonka. So they're already planning the next show as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know this weekend is going to be somewhat busy for me for the studio, and hopefully we get all the kinks worked out. And then, Deadpool comes out this weekend, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll have a chance to go see that. Maybe I have a chance to go see Kiss Me Kate.
I hope so. And I hear your mom still loved it.
Oh, she's still talking about it. Still talking about it. Folks, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is 10:52. Let's do the last weather update for the Montgomery County area. It's 83 degrees outside, 1% chance of rain. The high today is going to be around 96. Low is going to be 67. And the average high for your weekend is going to be 90. Average low is going to be around right there at 70. It's going to be a sunny day today. So be careful out in the sun. Outside that, today's show is brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning and Conroe Coffee. Special thanks to those folks who support the show. If you're interested in supporting this morning show and having your business or person heard every show, podcasted, YouTube, live, all that stuff, just reach out to us online at irelonestar.com/MWLS. Outside that, it was good to see you today.
Same here,
Skippy.
Dick.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
You betcha. Looking forward to talking with Jordan O'Neill tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio. Coming up next, our next talk show is going to be the Ticket Stub. That's going to be fun. I'm going to be reviewing Dante's Peak because I did just see that. And I did see the Postman. I didn't really know which one to review, but both of them were ridiculous. But Postman was too long to like really cover it in like a 4-minute wrap up.
Okay.
So I'm going to do Dante's Peak because
I love Dante's Peak.
One thing I want to ask you before we go, and I want our audience to answer this. When you watch a Pierce Brosnan movie, does he breathe a lot?
Yes, he does.
Like he always does. Like I noticed it.
He does the nose breathe.
But I don't know if it's just an audio thing or is it just the way he act. Like certain actors have tics, and I feel like before he delivers a line or after he delivers a line, say or like it's more like like that. It's really weird. It really got to me. But you're listening to Mornings Lone Star. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful Thursday. Man, I'm really behind. We'll see you later.
Dick. 69, I was 21 and called the road my own. I don't know when that road turned on.